In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a gradiated transparency mask in Adobe Illustrator. So here I have two images. They are of similar color, but I want to have them blended together. When I put them next to each other, I do see a little bit of a line, even though they are very similar images. So I want to blend them. To do this, I am going to use what is called a transparency mask. To do this, I'm going to create a black and white gradient on my first image. So I'm going to draw a rectangle over my first image, and I'm going to go to my swatches, and I am going to select the black to white gradient. So with the transparency mask, what is white will show up as opaque, and what is black will show up as transparent, and the gray will create that fading effect. So I'm going to edit this gradient a little bit, going to my gradient panel. I'm going to bring the white over because I want most of the image to show, and I just want the little bit on the right side to gradiate so that it will blend with the image on the right. That looks pretty good to me, and I can always make adjustments to this after the fact. Next, I want to select my gradient and my image at the same time to create the transparency mask. So I am just going to select over these with the marquee selection since there isn't too much on my artboard right now. You can always go into the layers panel to manually select these as well. And I'm going to navigate over to the transparency panel. Here, now that I have these two items selected, I can click this button that says Make Mask. And you can see how this image is fading from opaque to transparent. And it's happening mostly at the end. If I think this is too drastic, I can always adjust the mask to make the gradient a little more subtle. Now when I place it over, it looks like it's blending pretty well into this image on the right. I could also apply the gradient to this image on the right to have them blend together. So let's do this one more time. I'm going to draw over the image on the right. The gradient is already applied. However, I need to flip it around. To do that, I'm going to go to my gradient panel, and this button here says reverse gradient. So that will flip this around for me. So I'm going to click the reverse gradient button, and now it has been reversed. At this point, I can select the gradient and the image below to make the transparency mask. And I'm going to the transparency panel and clicking Make Mask. Now it's been gradiated the opposite way, and I can blend these two images together. So I'm simply going to start bringing these images together, and now they're blending together fairly nicely. I can always make some adjustments or decrease the severity of the gradient. I hope this helps you learn how to blend images and learn how to create gradiated transparency masks in Adobe Illustrator.